Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander. I'm here to host our show, Life After Happiness. Today, we have Beth from Cathouse on the Kings. And as our two co-hosts, we have Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
And we have Barbara. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Okay, so let's begin here. Now, Beth, you live. I guess the only reason I asked about 1,100 cats is because I think when people say they love cats, a lot of people may ask, well, if it's so doable, how come more people aren't doing it? How come there's not more women out there? You see what I'm saying? There are more people out there with acres of land with 1,100 cats. So how are you able to do it when a lot of people haven't been able to do it, considering there's an overpopulation, at least from what I've heard?
Well, there's extreme overpopulation. The Central Valley is, unfortunately, has the highest rate of homeless animals and everything that comes from that. So, and the only reason that we can do it with that high number of 1,100 is because we have staff. We have a staff of we average anywhere from 40 to 50 staff to help do all of the daily care for the animals. And so that's a huge difference between having just this space. So we have the 12 acres so that they can be free roaming, and it's all contained. So there's cat-proof fencing around the entire property. So they are safely contained. But we do rely on a lot of person power to be able to do everything that's needed. So it takes a lot of people to be able to run the sanctuary. In the beginning, Lynea did it by herself, but she was, at like 100 cats at that time.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you have anything to add, Kelly or Barbara?
Yes, I was wanting to know how could we help if you need all those cats to be taken care of. Is there a place where we could go? Your page, we'll be posting that later, but how do you get so many people to help you out to take care of 1,100 cats?
Well, our biggest source of help is donations. So whether it's monetary or in-kind donations, that's how we survive because we get no government funding. So we're solely funded by donors worldwide so that we can be able to provide.
Well, how are you doing now? Do you have enough donors? Do you have, or are you in need of them?
Well, we're always in need of donors because we always have new things that we need to do or purchase or expand. For example, we had a water pump go out, which was an immediate high expense. So those kinds of things do come up, and they have to be dealt with immediately. So we always need more support, and we're always looking for more donor support. And they can do so through our website, our Facebook page. We make it very easy for donors to help us out. We have the Amazon wish list so that people can go on and see what our immediate needs are there, and they can have it shipped directly to us.
Well, that's so great. Okay, so we'll definitely keep on trying to help get donors for you. And do you have pictures there so we can see these little cute kitties?
We do. We have pictures, lots and lots of pictures. So if you go to our website at cathouseandthekings.com, you'll get to see all the photos of the kitties that are adoptable. But we have even better than just photos. We have live video feed at our satellite adoption center. So we have a kitten cam. So if you go to the front page of our website and scroll down, on the left side you'll see our kitten cam, and that's in one of our adoption center rooms. And then you can also, there's two cameras, so there's one camera actually at the sanctuary in the driveway, so you can see the cats hanging out at the sanctuary too.
Oh, I love cats. I have a cat. I just love her. I don't even know what I would do without my kitty cat. She keeps me company. They're great when you're lonely. They're great when you're hurt. I mean, they're so sweet. I always wondered why would they not have a cat? Probably the only reason would be they're allergic. So do you have any ways that people can deal with their cat allergies these days?
Well, typically we recommend one of the things is that if they get a kitten, because they don't have that same dander anymore, or yet, because it's actually the dander that they have issues with. So kittens are a really great way to start building your immunity and strengthening that. The other thing that you can do are there are certain breeds that tend to do better with people that have allergies. Russian blues, for example. And so they can do that. And there's a shampoo that you can get that basically you shampoo the kitty that helps reduce the dander and helps you. So we've had a lot of people that thought they were allergic and they're able to live with the cat just fine.
Okay, good. Wow. That is such great news, right? Because my dad, he's like, I can't even go feed your cat, only if it's an emergency when you're out of town because he's so allergic. And my girlfriend was allergic. So now I have some ways to get around that. But I don't know if my cat's going to like having it back. Maybe not, but you can get them used to that too. Give them a reward so that they have something to look forward to. Okay, she certainly likes treats. Well, this is wonderful what you are doing for these animals. And where are you located?
We're in the Central Valley of California, so it's a little town called Parlier, and we are on 12 acres right on the Kings River. So you can find us easily on Google Maps, and that's where the 12 acres are at. And then our satellite adoption center is in Fresno, California.
Well, you're doing great things. And okay, so what are some of the types of things that you do as far as care? Do you get them spayed, neutered? Do you take care of all of that? Get their shots before people adopt them?
Certainly. It's a part of the California state law that all of the cats and kittens are spayed and neutered before they go to new homes. And we would do that anyway because we don't want to add more to the population that are homeless, certainly. They're spayed and neutered, vaccinated. They've had all of their deworming. They've been feline leukemia tested. And they're microchipped. So that way, if anything happens and they get loose for some reason, we can assist in getting them back home.
I have experienced that. I adopted my cat, and she had all that, and it's so worth it. You do all of that, plus the cat gets a home, and it's all taken care of. You don't even have to take it straight to the vet. You just take it home and enjoy your cat.
Right, and we get that question a lot about why you don't give them away for free. And the reason is that we don't give them away for free is that you should value them. They're part of the family. But they also need all of these things done for their health and well-being. So even if you found a kitten on the street and you decided to give it a home, you should get all of those things done, and that can be quite expensive. So to do an adoption is actually a savings of cost to the adopter.
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
Because I also know that in addition to cats on your premises, you also carry dogs. Okay?
We do.
Now, I have a question. Do you feel that the technology, I was just thinking that it seems to me that they'd be more likely to be able to do something for a sick cat or dog than they'd be able to do something for a person, because technology, whenever it advances, usually animals get the benefits of it first. Would you say that that's true, or would you say it's the other way around?
I think for certain diseases it's true, and I think for certain other ones it's the other way around. So it just depends on what you're talking about. Well, it depends on the type of cancer. Some of the cancers are more, the treatments are more advanced for animals, and in some aspects we're behind for the animals. So it just depends on what they have.
Yeah. Kelly, Barbara, what was the name of the cancer that the lady we had on had for her dog?
Oh, I'm not sure. I never really actually knew that, but I know a lot of animals do get leukemia, but I'm not sure what Robin's dog has. It's more of a tumor. She has a tumor, and it's going around all of the organs inside, wrapping around. So they can't cut it out. So I'm not able to answer that.
And there are great strides being made for animals as far as their treatments. And I think finally it's coming together where they are looking at cross treatments, same treatments that can be used on humans can be used on animals in a lot of cases, and vice versa. So I think they're making progress. I think it's just a little bit hard for people who are already dealing with it when their animals get sick. And so that's the other reason why it's really important to have a veterinarian, make sure that you work well with your veterinarian and that you get them the vaccines and get them spayed or neutered because you can reduce their risk of cancer and things like that. So really vital that you pay attention to your animal because they can't tell us what's wrong, but you can notice subtle changes that will give you clues that there is an issue.
Do you have any questions, Kelly?
I just had one quick question before I forget. Do you suggest, I've never gotten this, but I think it's very inexpensive, health insurance for animals?
Yes, it's a good idea because a lot of times things can be a huge expense that you're not going to be ready for. So the health insurance for them can definitely be a great savings, and that way you don't have to be all of a sudden at an emergency vet and have to have $5,000 out of pocket.
And what age should we think of that? Just right off the bat, or when they get older?
Right off the bat, just like your own children.
Okay.
Just like human children.
That's right. Because that's how it hurts if something happens to them. It hurts even worse sometimes, not more than our children, but sometimes we lose a pet, it hurts more than losing a human. We've said that many times on the show.
So do you have any questions, Kelly?
What I was wondering is, let's say a cat needs to go to the vet or whatever. I can imagine with 1,100 free-roaming cats that sort of, if you need to examine one or examine a group, it's like the saying herding cats. Like, how do you know, like, which one is which? Because you can't just say the tabby because you're going to have a few of those. Do they have names or name, like tags or?
Yeah, they have names, collars, and microchips. And then if they are under treatment, they're housed in a certain area. So if you go on our website, you look at the map, you'll see all of the different housing that we have. So we have a senior building, for example, senior housing, where if there's a senior that has a mild issue, they would be kept in seniors, and the vet techs and staff that are assigned to that area know what the issues are with that animal. So we have great communication between our staff, and they work together to make sure that all the treatments are met if they're needed. We also have an ICU on site, and then we have a veterinarian that comes out once a week.
Oh, that's super. So if you come across, like, one time I rescued a cat that had feline AIDS and feline leukemia, and I had to take super precautions to make sure that nothing that was contaminated came by the rest of our cats. And this ended up being an outdoor cat because it was a stray, and my dad built a house for it. But do you even take in cats that have that? Because I know it's highly transferable.
Well, that's part of the misconception, is that it's only transferable by a deep puncture bite when it comes to leukemia.
Oh.
So typically leukemia cats need to be, the only reason we separate ours, we have a feline leukemia area as well as a feline AIDS area at the cathouse. They're separated because of their immunity is not as strong. So it's not to protect the other cats, it's to protect them. So now feline AIDS is a little different. So the problem is that a lot of diseases get, the actual truth about them gets confused. So that's where it's really important to, again, work with a veterinarian so that they can give you clear, concise information. And unfortunately, that's damaging to the cats when people don't really understand. So we do actually adopt out some of our cats that have, conditions that they'll live with for the rest of their lives, and it works out just fine.
Okay. Well, this was probably old information from 10 or 15 years ago when we had this. And so, yeah, that could make sense that maybe they didn't have that much information on those back then. So
Yeah,
You're saying
there's much
that
more information now, and it's better.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, because I had to change
And we
my
have a lot of
clothes.
information like that on our website. So
Good.
there's great
Good.
information about that on our website if you have questions, and we can help people with other resources if needed.
Oh, super. Thank you.
What's the oldest, like what happened when the cats get too old, like say they're around 13 years old, what happens?
If they're older,
Yes.
then they go to live in our senior area, our senior housing.
Let's see.
So they get to live their life out. We've
What's
had a
the
lot of
oldest
cats.
cat that you have?
We've had cats live up into their 20s.
Wow.
Mine lived till 21. My cat, yes, she moved 10 different homes as well. She was indoor, outdoor, indoor, outdoor. The best cat, so sweet. And at the end, I had to give her IV by myself at home. And, I did it out of love. And she waited till I went out of town to die. That's sometimes what they do. And she died with candles all around her with my brother and his wife. Oh, that was so sad. 21 years old, but she had a great life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is a lovely long life. So we've had a lot of cats that have lived very, very long lives, and then some because they've had, especially when they've had a rough start, maybe not quite so long. But we do have a really great history of a lot of senior cats, and you'd be surprised.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really important. I got this latest cat when she was already 6 months old, so she wasn't little, like, the really little stage. But it's okay. I told my daughter, when we go to that pet adoption place, you'll know it when you see the cat. When you look at it, it will give you that look back, and you're going to have a connection. You're going to feel something. Oh, my goodness. We saw this cat, and we felt it. And it was like the second to the last one we saw of 2 full days of the largest cat adoption place in Los Angeles at the time. And that's the sweetest cat. We love her so much, Petal Rose.
Oh.
Well, we have a caller. Is it okay if we put the caller on?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine with
Just
me.
so you know, I don't know if you know who this. You don't know who this is, Barbara. This is Robin.
Oh, good. Hi, Robin. Robin's one of my best friends.
Robin, are you there?
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
Yeah, Robin. Hi. We were talking about you in Side Pipe, and we couldn't get the story straight on what was going on with them. So maybe that you're here, and being this lady takes care of dogs as well as cats, that she might be offering you some assistance. But make sure she gets the story straight. Tell us what's happening.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. So, my puppy dog has, I think it's called histiotic sarcoma or ahistiotic sarcoma. And so from my understanding, it's a soft tissue tumor. And the toughest part is that, first of all, I guess within, the last couple of weeks, we thought she was going to die. She's hanging in there, but the vet didn't think she would make it this long because the tumor is wrapped around her aorta down by her legs. And so it's just been this emotional roller coaster. I've got her on Chinese herbs, and John was nice enough to have me come onto the podcast and have Kelly do my chakras. So I'm going out there, I'm doing the Western medicine, but then I'm doing really metaphysical stuff, trying to do meditations with her. I've had some really interesting experiences with that. And so she's really doing well. She just started her first round of radiation on, what day is it now? It's, I think, Tuesday. And so, that's been a little bit rough on her and on a lot of meds and then the Chinese herbs. And we're just, trying to hope for the best, thinking that there are miracles out there. And she's still showing us that she wants to get through this. And
Wow.
so, any thoughts or advice would be great.
That's amazing. And have you looked into CBD for her?
She is taking CBD tincture. I'm dosing her twice a day with that, and that definitely helps with her appetite. She has not eaten today, which is discouraging. We even have an IV bag on call, like ready to go if she starts throwing up. But she's been drinking water, still peeing and pooping. That's another concern too, is the tumor may end up blocking her bowels and her urinary tract. So, but so far it's just amazing. I mean, 2 weeks ago we were told enjoy your weekend with her. This is probably it. And the first time that she really even got the Western medicine going was this Tuesday. So she's really hanging in there.
Good.
That's great. There's also, I don't know if you have this, but there's NutriCal that could probably help. It's a high-calorie supplement for when she can't eat.
Okay.
But it's easier to digest and it's easier on her system. So it's just kind of a little tube of like high-calorie nutrition.
Okay. And it was called NutriCal?
NutriCal. Yeah, and you probably could talk to your vet. You can usually get it through the vet.
Okay.
That might help as well.
Sounds good.
So,
Yeah, she was gaining weight, but she's looking skinny today.
Yeah, it needs to be a combination of a lot of things. I think that we're learning, that there's they're not cookie cutter issues. I've got friends that are kind of dealing with the same thing you're dealing with, but in older dogs. So, and I've got one friend who's had a dog live. He was told what you were told about a year ago. So, and he's a 13-year-old dog. So,
oh, good. Yeah, so hopefully the radiation helps. Thanks. And the problem is that usually they cure this kind of, not cure, but help this kind of cancer by doing surgery. But because it's wrapped around her aorta, they couldn't. And so hopefully the tumor was growing so rapidly. Hopefully it's equally receptive to shrinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll send well wishes definitely, and hope it'll keeps going in the right direction.
Yeah, thank you. Well, that's great to hear that an older dog made it through a year later, and so and then the NutriCal will definitely get on that.
That's good. Well, thank you, Robin, for calling in and telling us and updating us with Side Pipe's condition and status, and we are praying and putting out good thoughts all the time, and we're just glad that you've had more time that you didn't think you were going to have as well.
I know. It does make you, every day when she poops or pees, I'm so ecstatic now. I'm like, it's a miracle. So
funny how we get excited about those things now.
Yeah, but it's really important. It's like the small things really do count. So it's been a great perspective for us.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we do the same thing.
Everything.
We do a lot of that. So.
Well, thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
thanks,
Robin.
Robin.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's nice.
I have a question. Oh, yes. I have a question. It's before I forget, okay? Beth, I'm going to be moving, and I 2 years ago moved from California to Arizona, and I had to get my cat a tranquilizer because this cat, Petal Rose, goes crazy in the car because she came from a hoarder house. So, when you go to the pet adoption place, you're not getting it right from the actual hoarder, but the lady who rescued her said she came from a hoarder house. So I don't know what my cat endured for the first 6 months of her life, but whatever it is, she does not like a cage. And so I had to go get her a tranquilizer, and I'm worried because that tranquilizer made her eyes roll back in her head. It was a 7.5-hour drive, and she did calm down and sleep a little bit, but she was really on drugs, and I'm thinking they gave me 2. I still have 1 2 years later. But what do you suggest? It seems like that was really strong.
Well, first of all, I always recommend that you try to get a vet wellness check before giving any tranquilizer, even if it's one she's had before.
Okay, definitely. I was going to take her in.
Yeah, so weight is also a concern because they do change weight. So she needs to be dosed appropriately. So I would talk to the veterinarian that you currently have and see what they recommend, because they may recommend a different dosage than what she had before. And I don't know if your veterinarian can talk about CBD, but that's another option. That's another way to go, because that does work for a lot of pets, especially pets that travel, but they don't want to necessarily use a strong tranquilizer on them.
Yes, I was just so worried
that's
she was going to pass away.
Yeah, your tranquilizers can be hard on their system. So just definitely, I would talk to the veterinarian and see what they recommend.
Okay, I will. I was wondering if you've heard of this, or is that normal when they are, because I traveled with another cat, the one I was telling you about, the 21-year-old cat, across the country on an airplane in a cage, and she took a tranquilizer and it hardly did anything to her. So I thought, I better go double check and go to a different veterinarian. I don't want to lose this cat.
Well, here's the other thing you can do. So in the interim, you can get the cat used to the carrier, so it's not as stressful. If you put the carrier in the house and just let it be a part of the household items, even if you take the door off or leave the door open, and then I don't know if you give your cats treats, but if you give them treats, just get them used to the carrier. See if you can get a treat like halfway in the carrier, and just get her way more used to that carrier so she's calm around it and in it. Put one of her blankets that she likes in it, because that's going to do a lot for her well-being as well. So just get her really used to the carrier and make it a normal thing.
Thank you.
So she can get over her fear of that.
And you know what else? My mom sent me this just to take her to the veterinarian since she doesn't like carriers, but I'm going to do that, what you just said, too. But I ordered a cat bag on Amazon, and I was just wondering if you've seen, I'm sure you've seen everything to do with cats, but it's a cat bag. I haven't tried it yet, so when I take her to the vet, their head sticks out of it, and they're comfortable, and they just lay there, and it's like a bag, and then you can clip their nails. You can take their legs out and clip their nails, or keep them in. Have you ever seen these cat bags?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot of, they're good. There's a lot of advancements in those areas. There's even like cat pods now that you can take for travel. So whichever one she's going to be more comfortable with, I think it's going to be good for her. Yeah, they have these things, they're called cat pods. They're like these cute little pods that look like a cat bed that you would have in your house, and then you put the dome top on it when you want to travel with her.
Cute.
So those are really neat too. So there's a lot of advancements in carriers and things like that that make it much more comfortable for them.
I have a question. Are you in the Guinness Book of World Records?
Are we what?
In the Guinness Book. In other words, is there anybody that is currently taking care of the cats like you are that has more cats or more acres?
We've been told that we should contact them to see if we can get in. So I don't believe that we're in yet, but I believe we probably would meet the criteria.
Because, most people, it's like, I think what it is that the people that I've talked to, I'm going to be totally honest with you. This is what I run into. I talk to people that really, really love cats. And usually when they hear about who you are and, what you guys doing, they're like, what? Oh, my God, how horrible. All those cats. But then they research you. And then they become your fans. So it's sort of like that's what I found. It was, I tell people about it, but then they're like, they can't do that. I was actually when ladies I talked to was a veterinarian. She said what you were doing was impossible. And then, it's like, but then they find out and they research it, and then I had one lady I told about it to, and, she was like completely skeptical, didn't believe it. And then afterwards, she set up a GoFundMe page because she liked what you guys were doing. Has that really been your experience?
Oh, definitely. And especially every time we do a new production or a video, people think that they don't realize that we spay and neuter all of our animals, so they think that we're, not doing something good for them. And so that's why we always tell people to come visit, come see it in person. actually listen to everything that we put out on our videos because we clearly state that they're all spayed and neutered. And we're just an alternative. We would rather have these cats get rehomed. We don't want to keep them. And we don't want to take in more. But until more people spay and neuter and we find homes for all of them, places like the Cathouse and the Kings are going to be a necessity. So we wish there was smell-o-vision because a lot of people think, well, it must smell there, but it doesn't. And that's due to our fabulous staff and volunteers that work very, very hard every single day.
Smell-o-vision? What are you talking about?
If they had smell-o-vision, then they could realize that it doesn't stink. A lot of times they think that many cats must smell bad.
Actually, another thing that I've often wondered about is that we've had pet psychics on before, and I just wondered what a pet psychic would feel like if he was to go and visit your place.
Probably somewhat overwhelmed.
I mean,
yeah,
has that ever happened? I mean, I was wondering if
that's a lot of personality. A lot of personalities to deal with.
I know. I was like looking at it's not. Well, actually, another question I have is that are the cats living there are not mentally being raised the same way that other cats are? And I'll tell you why. Most of the time, if you have a cat, most of the interaction that the cat's going to do is with you, not with another cat, unless they have another cat, but that's only like one or two cats. But what I'm saying is your cats are constantly surrounded by other cats. So
right.
I'm curious to know if the cats have a different mentality. Does what I say make sense?
Yeah, and we get that. We've actually taken cats from other rescues, for example, that we took rescue cats from LA because the rescue had to close down. And so some of those cats, acted differently even at that rescue than they do with us. And we've had cats surrendered that have been different when they're with us. So that's just part of the deal is that, and the cool thing is that at our place they get to do what they want and they get to socialize with who they want.
So, cat, yeah.
Yeah, so they can find their niche or their place that they like to be. And it works out that way because they have the space to be able to figure that all out. So, and we've had cats that have, sadly not used to being out of cages because they've been mistreated or abused for a very long time. And they do adjust. We have a system that we go through so that they can adjust well and in a safe manner, and so that they can, be comfortable where they want to be.
What's your funniest story of taking care of of a cat there, or if you have one that you can choose?
Well, one of them would be the fact that Lynea donated her whole entire house to the cat. So she actually moved out of a 4,200 square foot beautiful home and gave that to the cat. So that's how we got the name. But within that home, there was one of the rooms that had a floor, and when the cats would come, we have a room that's called kindergarten, and so when they're kittens or young adults and they're getting used to the property, they come into that room so that they have a screen door on that room so that they can smell the other cats. And Lynea noticed that the cats, they want to climb, and we had trees and things in there, but we had one cat that particularly was, basically trying to crawl along the ceiling. So Lynea had the staff remove the floor, and now this room in particular goes all the way up to the roof, and it's redone so that they have more than, kind of one level access. And so the cats can climb as high as they like all the way up to the roof.
Wow,
or to the ceiling,
that's cool.
I guess. So that's the cool thing about Lynea. She pays attention to the animals and does what they need and what's good for them.
That's important.
When I come to California, can I stop by and just to say hi?
You sure can. We just ask people to make an appointment because we do all of the animal care in the morning. So we ask people just to make an appointment and come visit us. We do tours and everything in the afternoons, and they're more than welcome to come.
I didn't know that you did tours. Do schools come or classes? Wow. Yeah,
we do tours. We have people come from all over the world to do a tour. We're on many people's bucket lists. We've done a wedding at the cat house. We've had wedding renewals. We've had honeymoons, people coming on a honeymoon. So yeah, we're a destination location at this point for lots of different reasons. So
that is so good
yeah.
to know.
Wow.
Must be quite a place.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. It's unforgettable. It's something that's definitely better to experience in person. The videos do show us really well, but it's definitely different when you get to see it in person.
Oh, and I wanted to tell you something. I one of the things I did, I'm looking up online, as far as cats are concerned, I think you have it. I think that it's, you probably have more cats. But I looked to look up dogs, and it turns out there's a lady in Hong Kong who has probably more dogs than you do, but not cats. It's like there's like 1,100. I think they have she has 1,000 dogs or something. She's in Hong Kong or China or somewhere, but it's apparently, I think with cars, as far as for cats, I think that you probably have the Guinness Book of World Records up. So
good. Well, we'll have to do that. Tell your fans to help us get in there.
okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Definitely.
Do the cats tend to have like a hierarchy or territories that they set up on their own?
Sort of. They have places they like to be, but we don't see territory fights typically because there's enough space. So we don't tend to have a lot of people ask us, do the cats, fight, or why do we not have issues? And that's because it's 12 acres, so there's plenty of space for them. So if they have disagreements or something, they can, move on or go somewhere else. So yeah, they have plenty of area to be in.
Oh, that's super. So they never really have to come across each other again. They can be like, all right, fine, that's your place. I'll go over here.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how good a memory. Go on.
I'm sorry. Do you get the cats used to the cages there at your place too? You probably don't even have cages for them because you have all that space, but do you try to get them used to it for when they're adopted? I wouldn't even want to leave your place if I was a cat.
Yeah.
They do. There's occasionally times because they go and get spayed or neutered, they get vaccinated. So, they've experienced carriers. They're not all fans of them, but we have some really quick-handed staff that, if need be, can get them into a carrier. But there's carriers all over the place, so they're used to hearing them and seeing them because we have animals coming and going all the time. But we don't have the luxury of doing what you can do at home to get them totally acclimated to them.
Right. Okay, so I want to know, declawing cats is a big issue. People think this is really painful for a cat. I can imagine it would be. And I'm wondering, are people still doing this? It seems like so cruel. Should be outlawed if they are still doing it. But I get that question all the time. Is my cat declawed? I would never do that. So
it's extremely cruel.
Yes.
It's like having the first part of your finger removed up to your knuckle.
Oh, my goodness.
So people need to understand how painful and how damaging to a cat it is. It should be outlawed.
Oh.
Why it's still in existence is beyond me and many people. And it really results in a bunch of issues as far as temperament and everything else. And they have every right to, because if humans had their fingers removed, they would probably rebel and do things that they wouldn't have done had that not happened. So cats are totally in their right. People think that declawing is going to save their furniture when in actuality it causes more problems. So it's detrimental to the cat and it's detrimental to home life as well.
Well, a lot of people don't realize just how nice cats can be. Like, I'll give you an example. There's an old saying, and it goes something like this: fighting like cats and dogs. Well, in actuality, I went online, and there's lots of cases where cats and dogs can actually get along fine. It's just that if they're raised in the same family. And this one person I read described a case where a cat had claws, but the cat didn't use them, and he was flipping the puppy around. So that goes right there. It's just, the way to handle the whole clause is just simply be nice to the cat, I mean, I mean, obviously a cat isn't gonna lash out at you for a reason unless there's a reason. I mean, and
it's training. It's training. Their cats can be trained, and you can work with them. And it's the same thing when you have other animals in the house. So everybody can get along, just like we do at the cat house. All of our dogs are trained by cats. So when we have dogs, they do well around cats because they learn quickly.
Yeah, I mean, do your dogs and cats get along? Like, have they ever gotten into a fight or?
No, they don't get in a fight because the cats tell the dogs that they lay down the law, and then the dogs bite. So. Yeah. So, and that's the thing.
I think I remember that answer, and also I think the lady last time when Lynea was on, apparently there was a cat that was named after Taliban or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. We had a cat named Afghanistan.
Is that still around?
No, sadly he's passed away. So, yeah, so we do lose. We've got some of our favorites. We have some cat magnets that have our famous cats on them. Eyebrows is one of them. He's a kitty that came from Oman, and he was actually a very sweet cat, and he would go on all the tours with us. And Eyebrows just recently passed away as well. So, but we do have cats from all over the world, and we do have cats that have extreme personalities and want to do what they want to do when they want to do it. So, but even some of our, cats that have had attitude have had timeouts, and they learn that they've got to, they have to, in certain aspects, behave as well. So, training can be done. It's just, I think people don't want to give it the time and energy a lot of times that they need to, but it's not as hard as it seems.
I trained mine with treats. That was what worked about the peen in different spots. It just does take time. But once they learn that, I mean, you have to be very careful because then they get to really realize, hey, if I do that, I get the treats. And you could have them doing the wrong things sometimes. Like I was giving her dessert. I would give her treats before her meal. And then now I say, no, you have to eat your dinner first, then you can have your treats, which is your dessert. And people are like, why do you give her treats after she eats? I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting like a little screwed up. I just spoil her. I just think that it's better to be spoiled than not have enough attention. So, but I've realized how powerful these treats can be. So people should try treats if they want to train their cat.
Yep, that's right.
And they say she's a little.
Does anyone have any other questions?
Yes, I have one more question. Okay. So when everybody says, oh, your cat's so fat, it has a little head. I didn't think so. She has big bones. I took her to the vet, and they said, no, she's a big cat. She's perfectly fine. And so, my question is, well, actually, that was not a question. It was a statement. So thank you so much for answering all of my questions. And I'm petting my little feline right now. And I just want to tell you, we really are thankful for all that you do for these animals. And I can't wait to see. I can't wait to come by when I move back to California. I'm going to come by and visit you.
Yes, please do. We'd love to give you a tour.
Awesome. With my daughter. Cool. She's going to be 12.
Yep.
Do it for her
very
birthday.
Good. She'll have
do
a
you
ball.
do birthday parties there?
We do. We have done our fair share of birthday parties.
Oh, that would be so cute. We have like a birthday cake with the cats. Wow.
Well, they'd be happy to do that with you.
Awesome.
You may not get much, but they would love to do it with you.
Well, after this podcast, I'm going to go look up your website, and I can't wait to see your place.
Good. Well, we look forward to it.
I have two reasons to go to California now.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Well, what's the other reason?
Surfing in the cat house. Yeah, what's the other reason, Kelly?
I get to meet you, and I get to meet Karen Page. Now, if I go there, I can also see the cat house. So there's 3 reasons.
Right. We should all meet.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well,
very cool.
We also do 2 open houses. We have one in spring and one in fall. We have our spring open house this Saturday, and we open up the gates and we get anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people that come in and enjoy the festival. Food, music, vendors, silent auction, and they take tours of the sanctuary. So we've had people come across country on trains, and they come in planes from Australia, Japan, come visit the Cathouse and the King. So that's another great time to come is at one of our open houses, either in the spring or the fall.
Wow. That would be cool.
Really
Do you have like a gift shop?
We do. We have some of our stuff is online. So we have Cathouse T-shirts, tumblers, different unique items for the Cathouse and the Kings, umbrellas, water bottles. So we have a lot of that kind of stuff. And then we have a little gift shop area that's in our adoption center with all the baby kittens.
Aw, that's cool.
Yeah, and we have a bunch of
Wow.
shop to give partners too. So if you do shopping, if you look online, you'll see all of our shop to give partners. If you are selling your home, for example, we have a program that's Home for Change, where if you sell your house through this program, the realtors donate back to us. We have a Donate Your Car program that we work with. So we do a lot of creative things to try and raise funding to help the animals too. So all of that information is up on our website.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to do that with my rescue, because I rescue exotic animals. And, I've been trying to figure out how I could, get help with that, because, you have the unexpected vet bill and, things like that. And, it's expensive, but it's worth saving them.
Definitely. Well, you'll see a lot of that stuff on our website. So I'm sure if you contact a lot of those companies, they could help you out as well.
Oh, that'd be great. You do have to become like a 501(c), don't you?
Yep. Usually.
Okay.
Every
So
state's
that
a little
would be
different. I don't know what your state laws are, but every state's a little
Michigan.
bit different.
Yeah, I'd have
Michigan,
to look it up.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but you could probably look at Michigan Humane's website too, because there's probably a lot of organizations that they work with that, since you're in Michigan, they probably work with some of the same ones that you might be able to get help from.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah,
You're
it might
welcome.
be worth looking into that, because otherwise, it's all falling on my shoulders, and, like, I want to make sure that they're all taken care of, so I do it. It's just, yeah, it'd be nice to have a little help.
Right.
Especially if I was to expand, I would definitely need help then, because I'm at capacity right now pretty much, but there's always more that I want to help. And, if I had the help, then I could get a bigger facility.
Right. Well, I mean, definitely getting your 501 would certainly help you out, because you'd be able to do grants and everything too. But the other option is you might consider contacting some of the other organizations that are doing the same work that you're doing. That they might be able to help you. Sometimes not all, but you can kind of use them as an umbrella organization. So it might be worth contacting some others that are doing that too, and seeing if they could possibly help you.
Oh, that's cool. Like, all join together and help each other out?
Yep.
That's a cool idea. Thank you. Yeah, if it's not a competition, it should be a team effort, not that, It's not,
Yep. No sense in reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, and we're all trying to do it for the same reasons, not for profit. So, seems like it would be a good team effort.
Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, we're the Cathouse and the Kings. You can find our website. You can certainly follow us on Facebook. You'll find all the great things that we're doing. And You can sign up to get our newsletter online. We can send it to you electronically. That way you can stay up to date with any changes or things that we're doing or that's happening. Because we provide a lot of services for our area, but also a lot of ideas for other areas too. So that's all on our website, and you can enjoy our kitten cam there too. So please spread the word and let people know, and come out for a visit. We look forward to having more people come and get to know us better.
We will.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us, and
Thanks
hopefully
for coming
we
on.
have a lot of viewers, and that's awesome. I love what you're doing.
I'll send you a link to the interview, and if you like, you can probably put it on your website if you like. I don't know if you would want to do that.
Okay, thank you. I'll definitely do that to our webmaster as well, and we look forward to it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. Thanks, everybody, for helping out. Any last questions?
Thank you, Beth. You're welcome.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can't wait to meet
You have a
you in
nice day.
person.
Yes, please do. So you're welcome to contact me and let me know, and I'll set up a good tour for you.
Okay.
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 Thank you, Beth.
Thanks, everybody.
Cool.
All right. Thank you.
See
Take
you.
care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.